Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you 10 latest defense updates. At number 1, no candidates for IAF's AWACS lease plans. Amid delays in the takeoff of Netra Mk2 AFW and CS, the Indian Air Force was considering leasing such aircraft to bridge its capability gap. And after sending feelers for such planes from global manufacturers and current operators, IAF was not able to get any offers for the lease of AEW and CS or AWACS. Based on market research, not many aircraft are available that are capable of meeting the requirements of the IAF. Some that are retiring are based on the vintage tech of the early 70s era with little utility life left, and companies like Boeing, which is the only global player with facilities to manufacture platforms like E767 and 737, AEW and C, E7, Wedgetail are not into leasing. Next, Indian Army to get all 6 Apache next year, more 11 planned. Indian Army will get the first AH-64E Apache attack helicopter next year in February 2024, and all 6 will be delivered within April 2024. Army Aviation Corporation has selected Sand Cameo for the 6 Apache attack helicopters that it has ordered to differentiate between Indian Air Force Apache helicopters that have default thickness gray. 4 AAC pilots have already started training in the Boeing facility to fly AH-64E Apache helicopters, and before Apache is delivered to ACC, will have qualified for this type of helicopters. Next, why Airbus or Boeing won't open final assembly unless there is a local competition. Modi government is trying to nudge global airline manufacturers like Airbus and Boeing to set up local final assembly lines for some of the popular narrow-body aircraft, considering that both have predicted sales of over 2,000 aircraft to India in the next 20 years. The Indian commercial aviation industry has made significant strides in recent years, but with the development of indigenous aircraft, it remained a cash cow for Airbus and Boeing, which simply is just interested in selling aircraft and throwing crumbles in name of localization of components for their global supply chain that contribute minuscule to the Indian economy. Next, 180-member Egypt military contingent to be a part of Republic Day. India and Egypt are expected to sign around half a dozen memorandum of understanding in areas ranging from agriculture and digital during Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's visit to the country. The Egyptian president will be the chief guest for the Republic Day celebrations. A 180-member military contingent from Egypt will take part in the celebrations. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is scheduled to arrive in New Delhi on January 24th and will be greeted by Minister of State for External Affairs Raj Kumar Ranjan Singh. Next, BBC defends Modi documentary as rigorously researched. The BBC on Friday defended its controversial series on Prime Minister Narendra Modi as a rigorously researched documentary that sought to highlight important issues, a day after the Indian government condemned the program as a propaganda piece lacking objectivity. The documentary was rigorously researched according to the highest editorial standards, a BBC spokesman said in a statement. The statement came a day after Prime Minister Rishi Sunak came out in defense of Prime Minister Modi after the BBC documentary claimed that the British government was aware of the Indian leader having an alleged role in the 2002 Gujarat riots. Next, S. Jaishankar's appeal for Sri Lanka reconciliation with Indian origin Tamils. Reaffirming India's support for the stability of Sri Lanka both politically and economically, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar said full implementation of the 13th Amendment in the island country is critical for achieving reconciliation with the minority Tamil community. India has always supported both the political and economical stability of Sri Lanka. The President briefed me on the question of political devolution and his thinking. I shared with him our considered view that the full implementation of the 13th Amendment and early conduct of provincial election are critical in this regard, said Jaishankar in a press statement in Sri Lanka. Next, IAF air show captivates audience in Kalaikunda. Children as well as grown-up erupted in rapturous applause as 9 Surya Kiran aircraft in colors of day glow orange and white flew past in low altitude in a marvelous display of aerobatics at the Kalaikunda Air Force Station here. Flight Lieutenant Ridhima Gurung, the spokesman of the Surya Kiran team, said that the acrobatic show was organized to encourage young men and women to join the defense forces. The Hawk Mark 132 aircraft entered in an arrow formation, carried out a loop followed by a fly-by in a diamond formation. Additionally, these took the shape of a rotor dedicated to the light combat helicopter Prachand, which has just been inducted in the Indian Air Force, she said. Next, Allison transmission selected by Larsen and Toubro Limited for India's new futuristic infantry combat vehicle, that is FICV. Allison Transmission, a leading designer and manufacturer of conventional and electrified vehicle propulsion solutions for tactical, wheeled and tracked defense vehicles and medium and heavy-duty commercial vehicles, is proud to work with Larsen and Toubro Limited to provide the Allison 3040 MX propulsion solution for the Indian Army's futuristic infantry combat vehicle prototype. Allison will manage AT engineering, design, development, fabrication, testing and demonstration of the 3040 MX for the FICV prototype vehicles through 2024. The Indian Army intends to procure approximately 1,750 FICVs over the next 2 decades. Next, 7 vendors have responded to the Indian Army's RFP for 9x19 mm machine pistol. 7 vendors responded to a request for proposal for 5,000 plus 919 mm machine pistol. Sorry, it is 5,919 mm machines pistols as a emergency procurement via the fast track procedure, that is FTP of the Defense Acquisition Procedure 2020, that is DAP 2020, for an estimated $6 million. This machine pistol will be distributed primarily to commando platoons, with some also going to tank, artillery and helicopter crews. The Indian Army is looking for pistols that are 650 mm in length, weigh no more than 2.5 kg and can fire in service locally sourced ammunition at a rate of 600 rounds per minute to an effective range of 100 m. Next, inaugural edition of Indo-Egypt Joint Training Exercise Cyclone 1 commences in Rajasthan. The first ever joint exercise between the Special Forces of the Indian Army and the Egyptian Armed Army, named Exercise Cyclone, 1 is in progress at Jaisalmer in Rajasthan since 14 January 2023. The exercise aims to bolster defense cooperation between the two nations and focus on sharing professional skills and interoperability of special forces in desert terrain, which while undertaking counter-terrorism, reconnaissance, raids, and other social operations. Exercise Cyclone 1 is the first exercise of its kind, bringing the special forces of both the nations on a common platform. The 14 days long exercise, which is being carried out in the deserts of Rajasthan, engages both the contingents to advance special forces skills such as snipping, combat free fall, reconnaissance, surveillance, and target designation, sharing of information on weapons, equipment, innovation, tactics, technique, and procedures. Thank you.